Hello, I'm Gus Downing, publisher and editor of the D&D Daily, and this is the LP News Network. We're here today with Rod Diplock, Chief Executive Officer of CONTROLTEK, and Steve Sell, their Vice President for Global Sales and Marketing. CONTROLTEK has been in the industry news a lot lately, introducing new asset protection solutions at a rapid pace. They launched a new AM system just 2 months ago, and they're already introducing another one today. This is on top of a very wide selection of EAS and RFID tags in their catalog and a full set of RF and RFID systems they offer, together with their European partners, Nedap. And we're here today to find out how they're able to offer so much innovation in such a short period of time and what the industry can expect from them next. And with that, I'd like to welcome Rod and Steve. Thanks for being here, gentlemen.
Thank you. Gus. Thanks, Gus.
You know, Rod, you've been in the business since you were a kid, similar to me, I believe, and your father founded CONTROLTEK some 40 years ago. How do you manage to retain that entrepreneurial spirit of your company after so many years?
Well, that's a great question, Gus. And first of all, I want to thank you for having us today. And I want to thank you very much for all you do for the industry and the information you bring to us, keeping us relevant.
Thank you.
But I guess, my dad gave me an opportunity at a high school. Do you want to come with me, or do you want to go to college? What do you want to do? So I took the first option to try it out and fell in love with the business. And I guess the last 25 years, I've seen it evolve through some very difficult times, growth times. When you see something like that evolve and you see where we came from, he started on 2 sawhorses and a wooden door in the basement of our house. And here we are today with technology and a great team around us. And seeing that evolve is what gets me up in the morning. It gives me that inspiration.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
It would. Steve, you've been leading CONTROLTEK sales and marketing efforts for several years now. And before you served for some very large brands. What attracted you to CONTROLTEK and what keeps you motivated?
Who wouldn't want to work for the nicest man in shrink management, right? So it truly is a pleasure to work with the family business. That's definitely an attraction. Yeah, I've worked with some global firms like Accenture and Deloitte, and you certainly cut your teeth and you learn a lot. You work with some of the smartest people in the world, and I worked with a few of our competitors who I still admire and worked with them. But I think that anytime you look at an opportunity, you're looking for a launch pad, a platform. And the platform that Rod's family created over the last several years was just an extremely interesting opportunity to be able to take that platform and move it forward and grow our technology. We're really in a transformational mode, and so one of the skill sets I've tried to bring is how do you really transform a company, not just by offering new technology, but actually taking the people and building a vision where they can follow it and transform themselves along the way and become critical thinkers and drive the business, because without the people, we're nowhere. So I like to be able to look up every morning and see the needle move one way or another and know that it was a decision that Rod and I and the team made. If the needle moves the wrong way, okay, you fix it. If it moved the right way, you keep going that direction. So the immediate feedback and the ability to really lead and make those kind of decisions is also one of the big factors.
Which is pretty typical in a family-run business, quite frankly.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It is, but you have to give the family credit where it's not a family business where they say, hey, I think we'll just continue doing it our way.
Right.
They give us, the new people that are in the business, a chance to offer the new insight and decisions, and they accept that, and together we're just one big family moving the thing in the right direction.
That's a great culture to have. What was the technology that you released today, if I may ask?
So we introduced a couple of new things, a continuation of our new AM system. We have different versions of that, so we're able to now address the entire pie of EAS, not just the RF with Nedap. We're very proud of this system. It's very durable. It's been tested in 80,000 locations in Europe. We have a 5-year warranty, and we're priced very efficiently on that one. We're also talking about some really interesting things with fitting rooms. There's a big problem. We all go into a fitting room and see tags on the floor. We've got a magnet detection. We've got some people counting and some other devices that are very creative at a low price point that have a big bang for a small level of investment.
Now, you had also had some material out there recently that said you were #2 in RFID tag sales or something of that nature. Correct me if I'm mistaken here, but
#2 in RF.
In RF
technology, correct? Yes,
yeah,
that's right.
It's a great accomplishment.
It is. It's huge.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and that's really to our partners like Nedap and folks like that we've been able to align ourselves with. It's allowed us to get to that position very quickly.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
May I ask what your dad was making on the 2 sawhorses?
It was actually a platform for his desk.
What?
There was a phone up here, and there was some files over there, and that's how it all started. And a Volvo truck.
Right.
So he did his own deliveries, did his own purchasing, and then that's how it evolved. So it's a great story. Yeah.
And he's still involved in the business. He kind of watches out and says, but he started the
Does he
business.
really?
Yeah.
He's got a corner office, and sometimes he's not there, but we always see him. But he was in the banking industry, so we were really the other side of our business outside of just retail is the cash handling solutions.
Right.
We protect cash for some of the largest banks in the world, and that's where we cut the teeth and moved into securing assets just like we secured cash.
You just took my next question.
Yeah.
Actually, I was going there.
Right. We're forward thinking guys,
Right, exactly. You know, Rod, what is the most important thing you try to keep in mind when you're growing your business? What makes you different in where you're headed?
That's a great question. I think it's 3 things, Gus. #1 is people. #2 is focus, and #3 is simplicity. I love working with people. I love meeting new people. And if you look at everyone that's come on board to CONTROLTEK the last 5 years, everyone's been very strategic. From Steve, Tom Meehan came out of Bloomingdale's, great person to have on board with us. And getting both sides, to be able to go to clients and talk about what's relevant for them, not just selling gadgets.
Right.
We're not gadget salespeople. We're about identifying the pain and trying to come up with a solution for it. So I think talent is huge for me. Focus, you can't be all things to all people. We've tried to do that in the past. Everything that comes across our way, what can we develop for them? That doesn't work. We failed, and we've got back up again. My dad always says, it's not how the horse falls, it's how the horse gets back up. So we get back up quick, but I think focused is huge for us. Mm-hmm. And then simplicity, just keeping it very simple. I think, anyway, in my career path, I've seen that we can make things very confusing. And how do we just get down to brass tacks with the client and be able to make it very 1, 2, 3, very simple for them, whether it's installing their hardware for them or whether it's developing something around software or just identifying a hard tag solution that might solve their problems today. So,
where do you see the technology going, the EAS technology and RFID? Where do you see that headed?
I think we still have a while to go before we start seeing some huge changes. We talk about RFID a lot. I've been engaged in numerous conversations just in the last 24 hours with clients. Everybody, the buzzword's RFID, everybody's talking about it. They understand how it works, but I think the full circle hasn't come there yet. There's proof of concepts that are working well, and I think it will come in time. But we see a lot of the technology that's available today being able to upgrade that to RFID in the future. One of the products we have for RF is upgradable to RFID very simply. So as clients want to trial something, put something out there, we can help them trial it in 2 or 3 locations and things like that. But I'm sure Steve could answer that question also as far as where he sees it going, because we talk about this all the time because it's, RFID's been out there for so many years, and it still has a ways to go, I think. So.
Right, yeah, I couldn't have said it any better, and I think EAS isn't going away anytime soon, and I think it really comes down to execution. Can we execute it better? Can we get the right kinds of protection for the right kinds of products, and that will continue. I like to, my past taught me to study The Second Curve, a book by Ian Morrison years ago, where, what is the second curve in our industry? I like to study companies like Blockbuster and Kodak and IBM and the impacts that the Dells and the Amazons, who'd have thought Amazon would have won an Academy Award recently, right? They started out just competing on books. So what's the second curve in this industry for us? What's the second curve, for CONTROLTEK, and how will we meet it? So we have to have 1 foot in today and 1 foot in tomorrow and continually do both really well. And I think as the Facebook CTO once said, the core business today fuels our future. So we can't have all of our attention on the future because we'll lose track of the important customers today, and vice versa. So that's the way we look at it, a little bit of a balance. But And then as an industry, we like to look at our competitors as also peers in the industry, think with them to come up with the best answers and kind of drive things forward on that curve.
You know, for both of you again, I mean, what's your ambition for CONTROLTEK? I mean, what can the retail industry expect from you over the next 2 to 5 years?
That's another great question, Gus. And these are, like, to Steve's point just now, that we definitely are looking at the future. We have a live document, I call it, with a 5-year plan. And I can tell you on a quarterly basis it changes because when we surround ourselves with really smart people, clients, prospects, industry professionals that understand this type of thing, they're helping us see what's relevant. And Steve's been in the industry, the LP industry, a lot longer than I have. The last 8 years I've been involved heavily in it, the amount of changes I've seen with what I thought was going to be, the next answer or whatever it might be, has changed so many times. So I think if we keep making ourselves very relevant and partnering with the right people, we'll be able to see certain things evolve. And I think that RFID, you mentioned before, that's definitely on our radar screen. We have some great implementations going on right now with RFID. It's just a matter of using that as an EAS solution versus what it can actually do. The power of RFID is huge. And I think that's what we're going to see over the next couple of years as we go forward. And we have some huge growth plans growing in a smart way, not just all about trying to gather business, but profitably, and that's what it's all about for us.
Steve?
Yeah, I would go to his third point. I'd keep my answer really simple. I said, whether it's 5 years from now or 10 years from now, let's not lose the family attitude that we've got, and let's not lose the authentic quality that hopefully is represented in the way we treat our customers. So I think we just want to carry that forward, and I think we can't miss if we do that.
Well put. And thanks for being here today, Ron.
Thank you very much, Gus.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Steve. Well, that's it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to thank you for watching. And until next time, let's keep them all safe out there.